You know what we actually have to work on? We need like a signature sign off. Because like last time I was like, okay, goodbye. So I've actually like come up with a few. Perhaps
Ooh.
we, so
And that's how we shoot LA.
yeah. So
I kind of like this.
so
And
mine
now I'm blacked out.
and so maybe shoot cameras, not guns, at people we mean. So be like, shoot cameras, not guns. But then I was thinking like, well, we're not a photography podcast exclusively, so that makes sense. And my other one was try harder. Until next time, try harder.
Oh my god. That is the definition of a.
Yeah. But I think I found one that I think I like, but I'm gonna save it to the end. So we'll beta test it in this episode. If we like it,
No, you have to tell us what it is.
no, I can't.
Oh
It's
my
called
God.
bearing the lead. You know.
Oh, I like
yeah,
that.
We'll give
Okay.
the listeners something to look forward to. We're recording, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah, we're live.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay. I did- okay.
We like to streamline it in.
Okay.
But it's
was-
also a good mic check. So
Yeah,
we're
it's a
like,
good mic check.
good.
So
wow.
welcome everyone. My name is Lucas Passmore. Sitting across from me is my partner in crime, crime with a K, that is, Chris Shintani, and our specialist guest today, super special. Should I replace that with a sound effect later?
Nope, do it.
To my left, the one, the only, John J. Now, is that
Wow.
your Instagram name, like, or is that you like John J, or you're not using your last name anymore?
No, just John J now.
John J, I
It's
like it.
Just John Jay.
Just the whole new branding situation going on.
You just don't want to
love
write
it.
out your full name. because-
Exactly. No, well, to be honest, my last name, since I was a child, has been messed up so many times, even on my checks or anything.
yeah.
So I said scratch it.
Yeah.
So-
just easier.
It's easier.
Right.
know?
Shintani, I feel really weird calling you Chris a lot of times. So
I
I
am
think you should just get it like like Cher or Madonna,
That's
like
fine.
Shintani.
I could be Shintani.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So can we get that legally changed?
Yeah.
Or I can just.
It's just gonna be Shintani space.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So guys, we're gonna get into all about John Jay in 1 second, but I wanted to update, or just kind of give a little update on what I've been doing. I just got back from Miami.
Woo!
I got back on Saturday evening from a 7-day campaign or 7-day trip. The actual shooting days were 3.5 days, but we did 1 day, 2 days of casting, 1 day tech scout, 3.5 days of shooting.
And 5 days of drinking.
And 5 days. There it is. Seriously. Miami, I love Miami. Miami is like stuck in the early 2000s. Like style, music.
Really?
It's fantastic. It is amazing down there. I'd gone on spring break in there during college, and that was, well, let's just say it was a long time ago. It hasn't changed one bit. Of course it's developed more, and now I think it's like even more expensive to live in than Los Angeles. But like as far as like style and aesthetic, it's crazy. One thing for sure is like people down there dress up. It was 11 o'clock in the morning. It was 88 degrees, and 2 guys were walking down the design district in full-on suits, and they look so good. What do you kids call it? The drip?
Yeah.
They're
They're
drips.
not, and they're also not sweating, by the way.
Oh.
They're just walking.
The
glistening.
drips were dripping.
Wow.
Like I was like, how are you we were all talking because everyone in LA, no one dresses up. We all wear Lululemon or Aloe or Viore. Like no one wears a suit or a jacket
I
anymore.
wear Hanes.
There it is.
But I think the most important thing about Miami was due to the humidity, my hair was fantastic out there.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, it
Your
was,
skin too, I would
It was
assume.
great.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Because I have like very Filipino hair, which is this oily and straight in LA. It's just like, well, there it's voluptuous and big. And I think that was the most important part of Miami.
I kind of need to see that photo.
Yeah. But it was cool. Like
Fabio over here.
it was an intense work schedule. Like our shooting days were 12 hours. And on the last day, I was going to the back of one of the grip trucks, and it was backed up near a fence. And I was like, oh, I'll just squeeze back there. And all of a sudden, I feel like something like tangle in or stick in my arm. I'm like, oh man, is that like a bramble or a thorn? And I look over, I have got razor wire stuck into my arm. And I looked down at it, and for a second, I'm like, I couldn't process it. Like it was like the entire razor wire thing was in my bicep.
Miami razor wire.
And I
just sounds
couldn't get free. And finally, I kind of yanked it, and then it was like it's all this rusty barrel, and I grabbed.
Oh my God.
I grab my right arm. So I grab my right arm and I walk out from behind the van. I'm still kind of in shock because again, it was just like the violence of what I was just looking at my arm. And I look at Bing, one of my assistants, and I look at him. I'm like, I think I need to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
And he didn't understand what I meant, but what he saw was an old man, me, coming from behind a van with gripping his right arm. He thought I was having a heart attack.
Oh my God. No.
I'm like, no.
Do you smell toast? What's going on?
Exactly.
Oh no.
So I actually it was worse than it looked worse than it was.
Oh no.
But I was like, then for a second I was like, no, I have 2.5 more hours of this shoot. So I'm like, I finished the shoot and I went straight to the ER to get a tetanus shot and to get cleaned up. But that is dedication. I finished the GD shoot though. Good times.
I don't know anything about Miami, but what I keep seeing from Netflix TV shows is that that is a dangerous thing.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
get caught by.
Yeah, it was like
Razor wire.
yeah, it was all jangly. It was all like this.
Yeah.
It was an old fence, so it just kind of had fallen down from like the top part, and it was I just didn't see it. Like I just right into it. It was disgusting. Shintani, what's in your world for the minute?
I have been doing NFTs.
Yeah,
Amazing.
Yeah, he's big on NFTs right now.
Lots of NFT stuff. Lots of Twitter spaces. Lots of trying to figure out strategy and build community and immerse myself into that world. Also while creating and producing my jobs coming up, as well as shooting jobs and managing jobs, trying to get an intern and taxes.
Boo. I mean, no. Is the IRS listening?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love paying all my
But
taxes.
yes, yeah. Just been doing a lot of that stuff. It's kind of been sort of the same as the last podcast we had talked about, at least. It is Happy Lunar New Year, Happy Black History Month.
Thank you.
There's
I'll
a
take
lot
it.
going on.
Thank you as well.
Big stuff going on. I know, yeah, that's fine. We were all celebrating.
we're all celebrating.
Yeah, let's rock and roll. And other than that, that's just been busy.
These guys are the most humble people ever.
Yeah, you're on
Trying to figure out
hold.
life.
We don't have to say who the client is, but you're on hold right now for a job in Nashville, which could be cool.
I'll be in Nashville. I'm going to Savannah for just fun. Yeah, fun stuff coming up.
Yeah. That's all great, but what we really came here for, what we really want to know is the man to my left, the myth, the legend. Well, he's not a myth. I'm literally looking at him. So, John Jay.
John Jay, what's going on?
John Jay, take us back. I seem to recall being at a very trendy Los Angeles magazine release party. I think it was
Absolutely.
Contributor Magazine or something. They're having their September. I don't know. And I was talking to a group of very important, colleagues, elite photographers at my level, we'll say. And I receive a tap on my shoulder, and I was like, ugh, who needs something now? And I turn around, and I see a young, bright-eyed, just whole world in front of him, young John Jay, and he says to me, "Hey, I'm so sorry. Are you Lucas Passmore?"
Whoa.
I don't know if you remember this. I go, "Yeah. Do you need me to sign anything?" Or
Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
I pretty much thought of that in my head.
and now you're sitting here today. Tell me about that journey from meeting one of your iconic heroes.
Yes, absolutely. It's not lying. It's not lying.
But no, I think.
I'm so glad I'm drinking and not stoned
Yeah.
right now. Oh my God.
So when did you obviously must have been into photography, before entering into that, party that day. Tell us the journey from, I don't know when that was. That was probably 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
It was that same week I met both of you at the same time.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah, because you invited me that same night that I met you, and I introduced myself. You believed in me, and you and Nick pretty much invited me to my first big shoot. It was like a Tommy Hilfiger shoot or something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nick Padron. Yeah.
Yes.
Shout out Nick Padron. Yeah. He had me. Nick Padron, a great guy. He kind of bounces back and forth between New York and here. He was shooting for Tommy Hilfiger in Malibu, and he asked me to come help him out. And I was like, "Hey, do you want to go on a Tommy Hilfiger shoot?"
Pretty
Nice.
much.
Yeah.
That's tight.
So I think after that, I'm pretty sure I told you to kind of look into studios to kind of gain really quick experience. You learn a lot working in a studio really fast. politics, lighting, just watching other photographers work. So I think I said, look into Milk, Smashbox, Quixote, etc. But you landed at Milk. Why don't we start there? Like, why don't we start at your Milk experience and like take us through like what you all learned there and how you transitioned out of there, because a big trapping for assistants, studio assistants, is they kind of get really comfortable with that schedule and paycheck. What this is a lot for you to answer. Sorry. What was the origin of that and the decision to leave and how you got here today? So all that go.
Wow. Okay. I have to be careful with my words.
Sure.
We can censor things. Don't
We
worry.
can censor
Perfect.
It's all just bleeps.
Yeah, she's like, oh man.
It's all we're solid. You can say all nice stuff. It's okay.
Okay, yeah, I would. I mean, I went in knowing, I briefly knew about Milk, and when I found out about it, I was like, okay, this is cool. One of my good friends that was there got me an internship, and I was like, cool. One of my late friends, shout out to Justin Smith.
Oh man, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that was. Oh, shit.
You're good. And so I got in and interned, and then I worked my butt off to try to get hired. It was like an apprenticeship type situation. Got in. When you get into a studio like that, it's you kind of work late nights. Let's say
There's 2 shifts, right?
2 shifts. Yeah, there's like a daytime and then like essentially a graveyard shift.
Yeah, and since you're the new guy, you get the graveyard shift.
Yes.
Nice.
And yeah, so I worked my way up on that. Got promoted to to be the manager of that and the night shift, and then years later I got promoted into the daytime.
So you're like, oh, thank God, I can.
I can see the sun.
You're a young man though, so I think those graveyard shifts. You lived. They would have killed me, I think.
I will say this: I had a lot of great experiences. I met a lot of great people.
Listener, there is a gun to Mr. John Jay's head right now.
No, I mean,
Met
I
a
learned
lot of great people. A lot of wonderful experiences.
a lot of wonderful experiences. To this day, I have a family out of that. So I had a great time. And going into that, my biggest thing was wanting to get out of it eventually. I always saw it as a stepping stone.
Yeah.
Because I was like, all right, this is just to learn things, get in with the circle, and that's pretty much what I had to focus on throughout the whole time.
Yeah.
And
So real quick, so your mentality was, because some guys are like, I need a job. This is my job. Hey, I get paid well. I get paid consistently. If I leave, then I don't have how'd you have the courage to make that, or was it just never? And you were like, oh no, just from day one, it was always, I'm gonna leave.
I mean, I just had a different perspective. I mean, I was in there and seeing top photographers that are shooting the big campaigns that I would want to shoot myself.
Like Lucas Passmore and Christian Tani.
Exactly.
I don't make it in Milk, but yeah.
And
I actually, budgets, clients. You want to send me those kind of budgets? That'd be great.
I mean, that's kind of how I looked at it. I saw them as, it was a battle of like, oh, I'm sad that I'm not shooting what they're shooting, but at the same time, I was like more excited that, to see it. I'm a visual person, so when I think about a goal or something, it's because I saw it. So when I saw a photographer doing it, getting these things, I was like, this is exactly what I want.
Between us, we will censor this. No, we won't.
Okay.
Were you looking at some of these top photographers and seeing what they were doing, and you're like,
I can do that.
I can kind of do that already.
So after you lit everything for these guys.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I see. Once again, I'm gonna be careful with my words.
Be so careful.
Wait. So wait. So I want to fast forward really quick too, a little bit.
Yes.
You went, and I remember you doing these spec shoots.
Yes.
That I was like, I legitimately started trying to look up these brands because I was like, what the fuck is John Deere or whatever? What's it called? John Ranner. What the fuck is it called?
Okay, so John Deere is a real brand.
Okay, not John Deere.
John Rudolph.
John Rudolph.
Oh man.
Okay, so real quick for the listener,
Oh man.
John, because I think I missed
Okay,
you too.
listeners, you need to deep dive into John Jay's IG.
Oh,
What is your
no.
IG?
JohnJ.img.
Yeah, we'll
JohnJ.img. It's going to be in the comments.
Yeah, we'll put it in the footnotes.
Deep dive into that and find these specs. They are so good.
Yeah, you fooled all of us, I think.
Oh
So
my God.
tell us what John Rudolph is and how did you get that idea? Because I'm so mad that I never thought of it.
Yeah, 100%.
Long story short, like I said, I kept looking. Being at Milk, you would get to see all the different types of shoots and all that. And I said, I think someone told me a long time ago. I think it was Jen Grosso actually. She was telling
Oh,
me.
at New, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
She had told me that clients they have to see what you can do. So
Yeah.
my whole thing was, all right, I pretty much looked at different campaigns that I wanted to, I personally wanted to shoot. So I was like, okay, the idea is like not the test shoots, the simple test shoots that I was brought into or learned when I first got into it was like, just go to do a white wall situation. And I was like, no, but that's not what the campaigns are shooting.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, if they want to spec shoot, I don't know where the spec shoot word came from, but I was like, all right, let me shoot for a company that I want to shoot and shoot exactly how they would shoot. And very fortunate in my circumstances, to be working with Milk at that time because Milk essentially provided us workers in free gear and studio time.
Yeah.
Very sick. I heard
That-
that is the trade-off, I heard.
That's
right?
essentially the trade.
That is,
That's what I
for the young people who can do graveyard shifts, that is
I
worth
think
its
if you
weight
can
in
survive at Milk in general, you deserve to be able to use a studio there.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, that sounds really hard.
gold. He's young. He can do it.
Very careful with my words.
Yes, yes.
But
I feel you on
yes,
that.
That'll be the subtitle of this podcast.
Very careful with words.
Yeah.
no, I mean, long story short, I pretty much used I thought about using the same equipment. And then at the same time, what I also learned while I was there was that some of the people that worked there at the time were also assistants for bigger brands or
Yeah.
for photographers. And I was like, they're all my friends. They're all my coworkers. Why don't I just hire them?
Yeah.
Or essentially just ask them for a favor, like,
Yeah.
hey, can you, for this one shoot, this one time, can you work with me on this
Yeah.
thing and light?
Drinks
how-
on me afterwards.
Pretty much. And so yeah, we went out and did it, and it was a great success. We planned it out. We essentially teamed up with one of my good videographer friends, or sorry, that's a wrong word, cinematographer.
Yeah.
Cinematographer, Russell Tandy. He essentially hit me up, or we teamed up in from mood boards and that was the other thing. I learned a lot about mood boards when I was working at Milk.
Yeah.
They would always throw it in trash, and I'd pick it up. I mean, I don't think I can say that, but I would pick it up.
Well, you're studying them.
I was studying
You
it.
You weren't pitching it to clients. There
Correct.
was no break in
Yeah,
it.
you're like, oh, this is
You're
what a mood
still-
board
yeah.
looks like for
You're
a
doing
giant
homework.
brand.
Correct.
And this is the one thing I would say is like there's I think within the program of like being in these studios and stuff like that, like I always just try to tell new people, I'm like, when you go and intern or assist or doing any of this stuff, I'm like, if you're not taking everything out of it, what the fuck are you doing in there?
Yeah,
I'm like, it's
absolutely.
such a waste of time. I'm like, you should be going through the trash and looking for mood boards, inspo, creative decks, like the whole 9 yards, how production's going. I'm like,
Yeah, social security numbers, IRS numbers.
No, but you're
But
right.
no, like, because if you're not taking down every note that you can get to make yourself a professional person at some point, you will drown in that
Yeah.
in that area.
Absolutely.
I think. But
So what I want to like kind of just jump ahead to the spoilers and make clear is so John Jay is telling us that you're doing spec shoots. Well, we all do spec shoots. We all try to make our stuff look like a brand. What you did with John Rudolph, that's different. You you created a fake brand, you know,
Yes. with video
and you
campaign.
made it. You made a fictional brand, and then you made a campaign for this brand, and it looks so good that we're like, I want to go buy this John Rudolph clothes.
Duh. I looked up John Rudolph. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I can't find it. I don't know what's going on right now. I was like,
So
Yeah.
basically, you make this fictional brand, and you make it so well that it's so convincing that you know what I mean. So it's
Yeah,
like
thank
it's
you.
almost like, and then clients can see that level of production, and they're like, oh, that's so much better than just like a generic spec shoot. As much as you want to elevate a spec shoot, like you honing in to like branding for this brand that does not exist is genius. Where did that come from?
When you get out of college and a big company says, you need like 4 years of experience to get hired. And it's like, it was pretty much that feeling. I was like, I need to show them I had some type of experience, that I've worked
Oh, you showed that experience.
for a big brand. So like, that was the whole idea. It was like, I need to show them that I'm capable of doing this. So, and I'm now, older me now is like thinking about creative direction now, but the whole idea was, just literally, there's no way, in shooting in LA, there are a lot of photographers, and you got to find a way to stand out somehow.
Yeah.
So,
And boy, did you.
I tried.
Are you even 30? How old are you?
Oh man, do we have to? Oh shit!
He's like,
okay, we can keep it under.
Fine,
You know
fine.
what? I'll give it that. I'll
But-
keep it under. It's fine.
but he's like, as I'm older now. I'm like, no, you aren't. Are you joking? Like, I'm not saying you could be my son, but like,
in
geez.
my ripe young
Yeah.
age of 20.
Good Lord.
I have just passed the late 20s. I'm in the 20s right now. I'm in the late 20s now. There it is.
I like how he tries to parse it.
Yeah,
up
just
to
like
make
I'm-
him sound older. I'm in my late 20s.
By the way, late 20s is 26.
God, I did not.
There we go. You said it. You said it.
I did not buy a camera until I was 30. Literally did
you
not
started
pick
late.
up a camera and look at this guy. Like, holy cats.
Dude, okay, I gotta pause for 2 seconds.
Go ahead.
Brett showed up early,
Yeah.
so like, should I grab him and have him just chill here?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, all right, I'm gonna rub and grab him real quick.
Okay, pause real quick.
Okay, wait, let's spin back up. Where were we at?
Yeah. So I pretty much was trying to, trying to prove to big brands that I can do what a big brand would want.
Yeah.
And so I kind of got that, mixed with that determination and goal and visionary with the resources that I had with Milk and the people there. I was able to create something like that, and it was a beautiful, experiment.
So when do you? So I saw two things happen, which is you kind of, like I said, like I met you, known you since like 2017, and you were steadily working your way through Milk, and then like all of a sudden you're directing like these awesome fashion videos, and you're shooting Billie Eilish.
I was gonna say, I just saw Billie Eilish pop out of nowhere.
What is? And that seems. I mean, maybe you've done enough before her, but like all of a sudden that hits, and now you're shooting like videos for
Halle
Flaunt.
Berry?
Yeah.
Shot freaking Halle Berry. Like what? So what? Like what happened? And can we do that too?
I can't tell you how that happened. Meaning, like, I don't know how that happened.
Right.
Just got a
because-
phone call and you were like, shit, I'm there.
Yeah, a man in a red suit showed up. He gave you a contract to sign. Your eternal life may perhaps be in jeopardy, but for right now, you're killing it.
It is the definition of lucky as far as like preparation meets like So I essentially was just I had all the resources. Like I said, at the time I was working at Milk. This is kind of when I shot her was kind of this
Who?
Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
See, when I shot her, that was probably pretty much the moment where I was like, I need to leave and like really.
So that was the catalyst.
that was the moment.
Oh.
That was very much the moment.
That's a very
Yeah.
good
That-
signal.
that's a good moment.
Shit.
Yes.
God's like, I'm literally giving you a
Yeah.
sign.
Like,
Yes.
I'm not
What
even
do you
subtle.
want?
I'm just like, here's Billie Eilish. Get the fuck out.
It pretty much skyrocketed me into just other opportunities. I
Well,
would say.
fame, fortune for two.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All those
The
things.
fortune's still not there, but
You're a photographer, of course. The fortune's never going to come.
yeah,
You're a photographer.
Still waiting on it. But yeah, no, it gave me opportunities. It's definitely, it always becomes a something that catapults me to the next maybe celebrity or whatever. That's pretty much what's been happening in my career.
Yeah. So you are you kind of thinking you're kind of wanting to pivot a bit more from fashion into portraiture, magazine work, celebrity portraiture, or am I wrong? Or do you want to kind of still keep a toe in fashion? Is it still in fashion? Like,
I think it's still in fashion.
Yeah.
I think it is. I think it's just a step away from editorial celebrity.
Yeah.
I love it, and I think if I were to continue, it would bring me way more opportunities than I imagined. But I think there's, being careful with my words, I think there's something. I want to explore a little more in my creativity and elsewhere.
I could see if we had an X-ray of John Jay's head, it'd be like all these words, and he's like tiptoeing.
There's just eggshells everywhere.
Oh man,
He's just like, oh, the internet's
This is-
forever. I have to be careful. What I
Wait, so you're Gen Z technically, right? Are you Gen Z?
I'm technically the leader of Gen Z.
See?
You're the leader.
No, I mean like I am the.
You are Euphoria.
We're,
okay.
we're,
yeah.
we're the grandpas of Gen Zs right now.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah,
say.
I mean, you are in your late 20s, so.
yeah, I'm late 20s, man.
So that's what you meant about being old.
yeah, late 20s, man.
Yeah,
It's,
it's Jesus. Can I?
I will
goodness.
put on the record, these two gentlemen they look freaking young and beautiful, and you have no idea. They look like they're pretty much late 20s as I am.
Well,
so.
he's Asian and I'm half Asian, so we got that lovely Asian genetics working.
That's theory
for
are
us.
never going to age.
Yeah.
Our good friend Brett did just join us.
Yeah, Brett Lemke in
He's
the
going to
corner.
age, but he
yeah,
doesn't
you-
look like
yeah,
he aged
You're
either.
definitely going to age. Okay.
People age 10. 40 years old looking like I'm 90.
Real quick, can you tell us how did Halle Berry come to you? The concept, not her literally.
Gotcha.
She probably like a black car dropped her off, limo or something. But like how did that shoot? What was that for? How did that come about? And tell us, is she as awesome as I really hope she is?
Oh man, she's amazing. That would be the first thing I say. She's amazing.
Yeah.
She's gorgeous in person. She was a super nice, sweet soul. How that happened? Once again, it's one of those things where it just happens,
Yeah.
and I was
Man,
prepared
another
for
dude
it.
in a red suit just showed up.
Sign this.
I guess to give you if you want, I'll give you the raw details of what happened. Long story short, I was in place for another photographer. The photographer himself was coming from New York, and pretty much the team was not comfortable COVID-wise
Yeah.
for him to come and shoot.
So COVID is good for something.
For something, absolutely. So
I mean, yeah, no, silver linings.
that's exactly. I mean, that's how I could say, it, and that's pretty.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was asked to do it. It just came out of nowhere,
Yeah.
and my years of experience of figuring things out, I was prepared for it.
Yeah.
And
Luck.
it happened.
Chance.
Preparation and the opportunity.
Absolutely.
So you have there's a part of you when you're shooting Halle Berry inside, where you're just like, holy shit. And of course you're like secretly texting all your friends like,
Billie Eilish first off the bat. Are you kidding? You gotta kill nerves all of that. Yeah. I mean, yes, Halle Berry. Yes,
it's
by all
Halle
means.
Berry. It's
Yes.
Halle
But
Berry.
like, damn.
Yeah. I'm like, I
I've
bet
seen the BTS photos of him and Billy. Those two are just
Yeah.
like standing with each other, taking
Yeah.
selfies and shit.
But like your friends from home must be like, dude, what's up?
I don't know what they're thinking, but I am, like I said, I was definitely shaking. I was nervous. I'll give a funny story.
Yeah.
I was nervous the whole time, and you know how most shoots, there's a lot of time in glam and hair work and all that stuff. So essentially, that took a minute, and so I was getting so nervous that
A bathroom break.
a bathroom break.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I literally rushed to the restroom. I was like,
10-2'd it.
I was like, yeah,
off.
Yeah,
we're good,
10-2.
right? Yeah. I told the crew, I was like, we're good, right? And I was like, cool. I ran off, and I
Yeah.
was like, I was,
Yeah.
and then I remember going to the mirror and like talking to myself, like, all right, this is it.
Yeah.
And I run, I walk casually back to the thing, and she's already on set, and I was like, oh my god. So I was freaking out. I was like, oh my god, she was waiting on me while I was on the toilet. Like,
Model on yourself in the mirror.
And she's like, this has happened before. I understand.
I have this effect on
This
people.
happens
It's
to
okay.
most people who shoot me.
it was definitely
That's
nervous.
hilarious. So you've been doing some work for Flaunt magazine recently. You did some video work for them.
Yes.
Are you going to be doing some more work with them or more magazines? What do you got? Basically, my question is, what do you got coming up?
Yes, I did that in New York when I was in New York for the first time.
Yeah, big, right? New York's big.
New York is insane.
It's a large city. There's a lot of people who live there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cars, people.
A lot of
it's
yellow
moving.
cabs and Broadway shows.
And I didn't go to the Broadway
didn't-
area. I wish at that time. But I went during Fashion Week, and it was a great, once again, great opportunity. Someone in the red suit
Yeah.
hit me
Showed up, contracts.
and
Yeah.
said, "Come and do this." I said, "Sure, I'll do it."
Damn.
And
What did you do? What did you do?
yes, I did. I did video work for Jordan Alexander. She was on Gossip Girl. on,
Yeah, love the show.
Great. She was amazing. It was a weird time or fun time where after the shoot, this is a beautiful thing about New York, which I didn't realize. New York people are so nice in a way of, or like so friendly in the sense, right after the shoot, she was so nice to say like, "Hey, I'm heading home," and I was like, "I'm heading home too." I was like, and I've never been to New York, so I was already like, I guess I'm taking the train somewhere
Yeah.
to go back to my place.
Get on the queue and go somewhere.
Yeah, go to the S, to the 7, to the whatever. And I'm like, cool. And I said I was going, in a certain area. She said, sure. And she rolled with me, or I rolled with her.
Oh, you got to take
nice.
Jordan's car.
No, in the train. We
Oh,
took
wow.
subway to.
Okay, New York. I feel like everyone does take the subway still.
That's what I learned. Including,
Famous celebrities.
Famous
Yeah.
celebrities. so-
Like famous
Yeah.
celebrities are.
Well, they like to
constantly.
keep it fresh, mixing in with the regular people.
Yeah.
They call us that. They call us the regs.
It's efficient though,
Yeah.
you know. Like I mean, I will give New York that. Their public transport is very efficient.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was very flabbergasted. on
So
that
yeah. So what
moment.
else you got coming up? What do you got planned? You want more stuff? More
Yes.
Personal, commercial. What
Yes.
you got?
NFTs.
Ooh.
Do we want to do another 45 minutes on NFTs? Our
do
listeners
we have
like,
a crypto?
no.
Do we have a crypto to pull in this? No? Okay.
No.
I don't have NFTs. I'm still learning that, but I am prepping for it, especially after hearing
Yeah.
episode 1. I'm
Yeah.
like getting into it. My mind's
Yeah.
running. Right now, I'm trying to switch over from editorial to commercial.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get it very much in the commercial. I'm
Well, you
doing-
are in LA, so you live here, so might as well embrace
Well, also we like
embrace the demon.
I think money is also like the.
It's a great thing.
a very huge factor
Great-
to like
great thing.
that point of commercial.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, money buys beer and cowboy hats, so that's why I do it.
I'm pretty much focusing more on trying to like tell stories because that's where I pretty much came from. I came
Yeah.
from film.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I need to tell some more stories now and like really focus on actually saying something.
Yeah.
With my work.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I've been diving into that. I got a couple businesses coming up. I have.
Oh yeah. Wait. Hold on. I want to throw this out there. Juices. I'm skipping the spotting really quick. Juices.
What do you know about juices?
John J. Juices.
John J. Juices? Is that what it's called?
No, it's not.
It is not called John. It's called Rudenberry, and I got into juices very out of the blue.
Yeah.
But it was more so just a great business opportunity that showed up.
To be clear, not shooting juices, manufacturing juices.
Manufacturing,
Partnering.
Yeah.
partnering, investing, and trying it out and
Drinking.
drinking.
Yeah, drinking.
It's delicious.
I hope so.
Shameless plug. It's delicious.
Oh, I'm ordering some.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah. Do they mix with vodka?
You can probably. I don't know if it'll taste good, but
Yeah,
it might work.
Yeah.
The past 2 years, I've been just taking on any opportunity, and
Yeah.
they've all been great, and it's helped me throughout the whole time. But now it's finally been like, all right, what do I actually want?
What is John J?
What is John? Not who.
No, but you know what? I feel like too there's like a huge benefit to what that direction is outside of just even NFT, where it's like, I think in today's market too, the branding for a lot of clients is they do hire based off your brand, and that's NFT or not. Like if you can do that as well as like if you're incorporating your personal view and creativity within that, and people are hiring you for that commercially, and you can do that personally.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
shit,
kind of the
why not?
perfect
Rock
kind
and
of,
roll.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah,
That's
100%.
that's
dope.
kind of what I'm trying to get into. I don't.
Nice.
I can see that it's a slow burn. It's gonna take some minutes, some time for people. But I think this year I'm really like head first on just
Yeah.
like starting to say what I want to say
Yeah.
and creating a whole thing for myself. And like just last week, Oh man, I talk about spec. It's not a spec, but it was my first like project story where I was like, I'm gonna create something. It looks cool. It's just something to have. And everyone kept asking me like, what are you doing it for? Are you doing it for like a magazine? I was like, no, it's just I just making
Yeah.
something that I would make
Oh,
yeah.
that people will be like, oh, this is a John J project.
Yeah.
So I did that for the first time. I spent a crap ton of money because usually I'm
Wait, is this what you posted recently on your Instagram stories?
yes when I was
Colored cutouts and
color cutouts.
I feel like I saw you post something that I was like, this looks really cool.
No, it hasn't posted. It's coming. It's literally.
okay.
So I guess this will be.
This is
Dated.
gonna air in
This will
what,
be
2
dated.
weeks?
It's fine.
3 weeks?
Yeah.
Dude, our first episode, we didn't even know much. What we
First
knew.
episode, we didn't even admit yet. Oh, our first episode we launched, I didn't even admit yet. I was talking so much shit, I didn't know what was going
Our
on.
first episode, we're like, so ETH.
that was terrible.
What is ETH? And now I own like 5 ETH. So like, anyway, you go ahead. This is you're publicly. You're you're debuting your idea here.
I mean, I'm dating it now, so it's gonna be a Valentine's thing, and it's just inspired by the Valentine's,
Yeah.
like, and I feel like it's not gonna be a viral video, but I hope it is. It's
Yeah.
just a video that I put a lot of time into and trying to create a visually cool story.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to launch it strategically, I'm trying to launch it on Super Bowl Sunday. During all the commercials, everyone's gonna be like talking. I know.
Yeah,
I'm literally editing.
Super Bowl Sunday is in 3 days.
Absolutely. I am literally editing.
This will be posting way later.
Oh gosh. Okay,
It's
good.
fine. It's fine. Yeah.
Well, hopefully, when this comes out, it's someone likes it.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
that you're one.
Yeah.
The one
My
listener.
one
You
listener.
got 3 likes, sir.
Good.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Brett's in now. Brett's
Brett,
in.
please like
Sign
it.
me up.
I have an NFT account too, 4 likes.
Good.
Don't worry.
Good. No, I mean, I'm hoping it's, I'm just trying to test things out. I'm trying to this was something that I feel is part of what I've been trying to say. And so I'm hoping that this is something, people take notice and being like, okay, this is who this person is. He took the time. Like, I put my time into it, money, all that. I try to get the best of the best
Yep.
people on it
Yeah.
just to create something. And so, yeah, that's part of the ongoing brand building for
Nice.
myself this year. It's just
Nice.
Welcome
working.
to becoming a photographer.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
It's not as fun as you thought it was.
Oh man.
Well, I think there's a point to that whole spending your own money,
Yeah.
spending your own time,
Yes,
doing your own
of course.
production into things that you truly do care about and are inspired by for yourself. I think that's one of the most important things as artists to just really dive into. Now we have to pay rent and pay for those
Yeah.
things, which is what those other jobs are for, I think. But yeah, I do agree.
I will give a quick shout out to the photographer that literally got me into this mindset as far as spending my own money, because I was scared for the longest. Is Iman Matalvin? I might be saying it, might be butchering his last name.
Yeah.
Iman Matalvin, amazing. He gave me this thing. I worked with him on a shoot, and he pretty much said, I pretty much asked, what can I do to be?
Yeah.
He said, spend, don't save. It's use all that you have, all your resources.
Spend money, make money.
Spend money, literally.
Yeah.
And so I was like, and it took me a while to listen to that note until this very shoot, and I was like,
Yeah.
in order to do this, I'm gonna have to do that. So.
Yeah. Black voices are historically underrepresented in the fashion industry, much less fashion, or not least of all fashion photography. In your experience up until this point, are you seeing that change? And this is called I Shoot LA. Are you seeing that change, however slowly, in Los Angeles? And what can be done, do you think, that can, kind of maybe help spark that even further and more?
I think if we're talking on the bigger commercial global era, I think that's starting to change.
Yeah.
I think if we're talking about just LA in general, I'm not seeing many people of color from LA or like that live in LA.
Yeah, that live and work, exclusively live and work here.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm not seeing that many, but I see a lot of people like from New York or
Coming
like
in.
coming in. That are. I mean, they're all great. They're some of my favorites.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I don't, like I said, to your question, don't see that many. But I know that they exist, and I think ooh, see, now I have to be a little more careful with my words now.
Still dancing in the.
Yes,
still dancing.
I had to only because this is the thing that I have seen. I've seen some companies try to do that in LA, and I think the weird part about it is their intentions behind it. It doesn't.
Yeah.
There's strings
Yeah.
attached.
There's
Yeah.
definitely something about it
Yeah.
that doesn't feel authentic.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
for face value, for
Yeah.
Correct.
virtue signaling.
And so like at first I used to think, I was like, oh, I was always skeptical about it. I was like, okay, you're hiring me because of this. But then I got hired for something. And I was like, okay, I'm so excited I got hired for this big brand. And I realized they hired me for a specific reason, like for an event, let's say, like a people of color Black event. And long story short, I was like, oh, amazing. And they paid me. It was for a campaign. I was like, awesome. And then I came back to them and asked, like, hey, do you have any more opportunities? I imagine that I'm in your roster now of your top photographers. I'm here and available.
You've worked with me. Yeah.
Yeah, you've worked with me. I can shoot other things too.
Like any other client that you would work for.
Exactly. And I realized they didn't see me in that way.
That's fucked up.
Where they were, or at least on that level, they brought me back into. Not saying they didn't accept me. They just said,
Yeah.
we have another area you could probably work in, not necessarily the campaigns anymore. And then I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
So,
you don't want to, you don't want to have a campaign and then go back to shooting e-com.
correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's
Yeah.
happening. But
Yeah.
I won't, like I said, I won't.
Yeah.
Fair.
But I don't want to because we are still talking. But it's
Yeah.
one of those things where it's like, that's the thing that I'm feeling, that it doesn't feel authentic. I think they're
Yeah.
just,
I mean, that's very fair in opinion. I mean, it's kind of blatant at that point.
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Because I was like, all right, I feel like it's everywhere now. It's in
Yeah.
stores. I'm like, okay, you obviously trust me.
Your
enough.
campaign, you mean, is everywhere and in stores.
Correct.
That's
Yeah,
what
my
you're
aesthetic and my professionalism obviously there.
Yes.
Like there's nothing else past that point. Like
Exactly.
it's-
So
Yeah.
that's what I saw when I experienced, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, now I see what's happening, I guess. But I can't say that. I also can't say that because, for one, I'm not signed. So maybe if I was signed, this is just me thinking.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe if I was signed, like my agent would fight even more for it, because I don't know how that works. Because the people that fly in, they all have agents,
Yeah.
or that they're big
Yeah.
agencies, and they're fighting for them to get obviously a fair budget or whatever. So that's what I feel. I don't know if there's anything else. When I think about other photographers out here, they're getting some good jobs.
Yeah.
Well,
okay, so I guess of course, you're a single person and your own individual, so I don't expect. I'm not asking you for the answer, but
Yeah.
in your opinion, what are some things that can be done? Things won't change overnight, but what are some things that you would say to our one listener who hopefully hopefully refer to other
No
listeners?
Black History Month, Black History Year.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
I'll take it.
How do we kind of even the field a little bit more?
I mean, that was, like I said, a company like that had the opportunity to.
Yeah.
They gave, I love the idea that this is where I thought it was. I thought it was like, let's give this person an opportunity.
Yeah.
Obviously, they were doing it for that reason, which at the time I was like, all right, whatever, I'll take it, because I'll shoot it.
Yeah, what's it called?
Well,
Rising Tide.
you're also building still, and you're
Yeah.
still
Yes.
developing a lot of
So
stuff. Yeah, 100%.
I figured I would take it as that was like the test run. It's like you testing me out. I obviously did good because you put it everywhere, and I was like, cool. So I thought, in that respect, I was like, okay, so now that's where I would assume I'm in the roster. Not probably at the top, but now you can come back and think about, oh, maybe let's try this person,
Yeah.
So to answer that question even more, it's just just giving people shots. That's all it is. It's
Yeah.
just giving people shots. One brand that I can think of, I don't know if I should say it, but I love them. I'll just say it, Nike. Nike gives
Nike. That's the NFT shoe company, right?
They sell shoes, right? Or something like that, right?
no, they give a lot of opportunity, I
Yeah.
feel like.
They
to
do.
different
Okay,
people.
well, my question though with Nike though is,
Yes.
do you think it's authentic every time?
I can't fully say that because from how as far as I got into it, I only reached a certain department.
Ah.
So I can't really say because Nike's it's like
Well, it's massive. I mean,
it's
yeah,
massive.
so
they have their own
huge.
campus.
Yeah, they have a
100%,
campus.
100%.
They're a public traded
Yeah.
company, so they got so many different people
Yeah.
up and up. But the people I've met,
Yeah.
the people there are, they're pretty
They're
much
genuine.
very.
Yeah.
They seem genuine. They seem
good.
like they're, they're always looking for new talent, which is great. So that's the thing. It's like you're looking. You're obviously always trying to innovate and just really be fresh. And so I think that's great if they're looking at different things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, because every time I see like a large company do like a big campaign that's very, very like centered around some sort of like smaller group of any sort of individuals, it's always like, well, how much farther are you pushing this past that campaign? Is there still a continuous like conversation that goes in with that, or is this just to be like, checked it off the list,
Yeah.
got it done,
Well, I think
high five to us,
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
to go kind of thing,
And,
right?
and,
so
my
that's why
opinions,
I always-
my opinion on this is obviously just worth a grain of salt because I'm not in the Nike ecosystem, but Nike's so big and so commercial, and they have so many resources and appeal to such a mass demographic. It would make sense to like use certain voices in it's not to say like black voices have to be on black campaigns and white. It's just to say it just seems to work. It's just enough room for everybody.
Yeah.
So why not? If there's enough room for everybody, why not have everybody?
Yeah.
But I think maybe what John Jay, what you're getting at is like, okay, so maybe a company doesn't have the size and resources and mass demographic as Nike. Well, that shouldn't just exclude certain demographics
Yeah.
based on effing skin color.
Correct.
So like, why can't a black photographer or Asian or whatever just like shoot for?
Well, yeah. Once it's like the open campaigns, I feel like then it should just be
Yeah.
roster. Like it shouldn't be like, oh, we could bring you down into our e-com. It should be like, well, this is where we already held you to. So we already expect this
Yeah.
level of you. And this is also too a lot of photographers out there outside of this conversation, but like, don't go underneath what you want.
Yeah,
Like,
don't go back.
That's I mean, like I feel like that's outside of like bread and butters that you might want for like rent.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
don't
Your-
go under that.
Your
'cause-
reputation and your self-worth is worth way more than that.
Yeah.
Way more than a freaking
Well, because you're only
$2,500 e-com job.
Yeah, well, because that's the thing is like even the conversation within like bidding with price range and stuff like that. I think the market shifted because of the saturation, and because everyone's like, well, I can do it lower, and I'm like, well, the problem is when you say I can do it lower, you now degrade yourself more so than the entire industry. You're also harming the industry, but you're degrading yourself into that level,
Yeah.
and that's where I think companies get that misconception that like, well, I can treat you within that range because of anything.
Yep.
And if we're bringing you in for a certain, campaign due to your background of whatever it is, then I can bring you back into that other range because that's where everyone else kind of sits.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, this is
No.
you're bringing me in for that range because I can hit that range.
Yeah, because by the way, you're a photographer first. You're a storyteller and you have a photographer. You're not you like. So why can I only shoot this because it's politically trendy right now?
Yep.
That's fucked up, man. I'm sorry.
No, I'm learning. That's the thing, that's part of the whole branding thing that I'm
Yeah.
building. It's like,
Yeah.
people don't, when you look at a certain brand, you don't think about the creators anymore, really. You just think about what's been created. And so that's kind of where I'm trying to like be, that's why, like, for instance, my profile doesn't show my face. It's just like, I want to like, I'm going into colors where it's just like showing how I'm either feeling or what colors I just like.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you just see my work. And
Yeah.
that's kind of what I'm trying to get at.
I don't have my photo on my either because people will just think I'm a model.
You look great, man.
Yeah, so
would
I want to
absolutely-
make sure I'm a photographer.
Miami Luke.
Oh man,
Fabio
if I
out
can
there.
see that hairstyle, I still want to see that hairstyle.
Tony's awaits us, but before Tony's is the bar across the street, and
Ooh, yes.
Brett Lemke, who's been quietly sitting in the corner, is like, I want
you,
beer,
Brett.
and I want beer now. So we're gonna wrap this podcast up with Questions Corner.
Ah, fucking guy. I hate Questions Corner.
What is that?
We're
Questions
not calling
Corner-
it Questions Corner.
Okay.
He
This is
doesn't.
2 in a row. We're not calling it that though.
He doesn't like the segment called Questions Corner because
it just sounds
it's
terrible.
questions.
It
With,
sounds-
it's questions with
It
the
sounds
K.
like
Questions
Kelly's
Corner.
What the fuck is this?
man.
We're not doing that.
I'm literally in the corner.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
where
no, Monstera Corner. We'll call it Monstera's Corner.
This is where our listener writes in. It's just the one listener asking questions every day or every episode. They want to know what some professional photographers have, working in the LA fashion industry have to advise
Some
on
advice.
these things. Our first one, which by the way, this is the most common question I've got 12 years being a photographer. Hey guys, I want to start testing for modeling agencies. What is the best way to approach this, and what things should I not say when inquiring? John Jay, you're our guest. How should someone who's looking to test with modeling agencies, how should they go about that?
Very simple. Keep it
Yeah.
Very simple.
Yeah, I'm always baffled at this question.
Yeah, I mean, you introduce yourself, you say what you do, and you say what you're trying to do, and it might help to have something like a plan attached, like a mood board or
Yeah.
something, saying like, I want to shoot with your models. And
Yeah.
that's pretty much
Yeah.
it. Just don't be creepy.
Yeah, that's exactly. Just don't set a mood board full of nudes,
Yes.
and you should be great.
Yeah. Don't
Yeah.
say I have a basement
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I would like to shoot, in the dark.
only in the basement.
Only in the basement.
Yes. I think you're good from there.
Yeah, Shintani, it's probably, I imagine, similar.
I mean, similar. I think the thing I run into is a lot of people are like, well, I don't have enough photos. They're like, I've only shot like some friends, and I'm like, your agencies are just looking for someone who's technically capable. I think
Yeah.
I think it's not. I don't even think it's good. Like it's just capable, and like you'll get the new faces because new faces are still developing. You're still developing. They're not obviously going to give you a main board girl like
Yeah.
off the bat.
Yeah.
You don't get Billie Eilish off the first shoot, so you know.
They understand. They understand you're new. They
Yeah.
don't expect you
Yeah.
to be Merton Marcus when you
Yeah,
approach
going out the
them.
gates.
Absolutely.
And so the way I always look at it is I'm like, if you could have at least 3 solid photos of whoever the hell you have that is somewhat as good looking as you can find, and just shoot them, and have 3 photos presented,
Yeah.
that's all you have
Yeah,
to really do.
I'm gonna
And be professional.
I'm gonna jump in on that because on what you said, it's like you don't have to. You don't like your book doesn't have to look like you shot a professional model. So I was shooting Model Mayhem chicks, and women, Model Mayhem women.
Copy.
2022, bro.
Yeah,
Come on,
sorry,
man.
I apologize. Women, and it
Don't
was,
cancel him. We need
don't-
this podcast to
don't
thrive.
I really need this podcast, you guys. And Kim Purpleys was hi Kimmy. She was the development agent at LA Models at the time, and she saw my book, and she basically said, "I want to put my girls in instead." Wow. So basically, like
that's nice
but
of
but
her.
the point is she saw the composition, she saw my quote unquote voice, and she's like, "Okay, that's good enough. Like, I see what you can do, but do what you were doing with that with some new faces." You know.
Yeah.
So and that's all it takes. Like they didn't need to be like
That's great.
like signed models that I was shooting in order to shoot signed models.
Yeah.
So yeah, what John Jay was saying is like go on some model agencies' websites.
Yeah.
Find the contact information. If there's a development or like some of them have like inquiring photographers. Keep it brief. Oh my gosh,
Yes.
they do not need a bio on you. We're talking like 4-sentence paragraph about, hi, this is my name. I'm looking to test, and develop my fashion book. Here's a link to my website. Here's a link to my IG.
Oh, have a website.
Yeah, definitely.
That's true.
Have a website.
Have a website.
Even if it's one image. By the way, speaking of Kim,
Yeah.
she told you that whole thing. She took out my entire book and said, "Here's one image I like.
Yeah.
Leave that there."
By the way,
Oh, man.
I still have it. I'll
Crushed ego.
Wow. That's intimidating right now.
Shintani, you'll like this. That when I met with Kim, I also, and this is, I have it in my Apple Notes, the Notes app. I have it still. I'll show it to you after we're done recording. I asked her, who are some LA photographers that I should be kind of like on my watch list, like watching up and coming? And she said Christian Tani. Woo! I have it on here. This is like
Kim Purpleys!
This is 2009 or
Well,
8.
this has to be after she told me to leave one.
Yeah. So anyway, have a link to a website, your IG as well. Attach. Maybe you can even attach 1 or 2, 3 not low res, but small J. Don't attach like the huge file. The small JPEG.
Just make a PDF.
Yeah. And you're not. If you don't hear back immediately, wait 2 weeks.
Send it again.
Follow up.
Yes.
Be like, hey, just following up on this. If you don't hear back, that's your answer. And move on to the next one. There are great agencies here. There's probably a dozen premium agencies, and who knows how many boutique agencies. You're gonna find one that's gonna say yes. Don't try to shoot the girls naked. Don't try to shoot the guys naked. It's 2022. We don't do that anymore. You shouldn't be doing it ever, by the way, unless it's an art project and there's all kinds of agreements and transparencies ahead of time. But don't be asking. Don't be asking to test shoot naked girls and guys, and then you're good. You're good. Like, so good luck.
You know the crazy thing? That was my introduction into photography.
Naked people?
Naked people.
Yeah.
It was weird because I was into film and then I was like, oh man, I need to
You were
pick up a
naked?
camera. No, I wasn't naked. But my good friend was he was a studio manager at this studio called Treats or like
Treats magazine.
Treats Magazine.
Yeah.
magazine.
Oh, there's a lot of naked people at Treats.
Exactly.
Magazine.
Lots of naked people. at
That
Chase
was my
Magazine.
introduction into
You're,
photography.
and you're like, oh, is it all like this?
So this is photography. Shit, tight.
All right, we got one more question. We're gonna get out of here. Hey guys, how can I level up in LA and expand my network? So I'm assuming this is, whoever, whether it's a photographer or.
This brings me back to the first time I apparently met John Jay.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Apply for Revolve, get rejected by me, see me at a party, and say, "Hey, by the way, I interviewed with you," and I was like, "Oh my god, shit."
Oh my bad. So.
Okay,
for listener,
that moment forever.
real
Oh,
quick. So
yes.
for listener, you were working at Revolve as campaign photographer.
I was the head photographer there.
Yeah.
And I honestly went at that party with Jared's going away party, and I ran into John Jay and we were talking and I was like, "Wow, you're really fucking cool, man."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, you didn't hire me at Revolve." And I was like, "Oh shit,
Sorry.
crazy, because
Yeah.
your work's dope. I mean, you're a cool kid, and like this is dope, but like, oh shit." And then, and then I've seen him develop since then, and I was like, oh,
No.
hand and fist, like fist and mouth kind
No,
of thing.
no.
but,
Well, he's the photographer who he is now. Maybe it was your blatant rejection that gave him the drive
Yes.
and the gas
Exactly.
to, not the gas he experienced with Halle Berry, but the gas that,
shit, I
that drove him to
Oh my
become
God.
the fully realized photographer he is today.
I will say this. I partly of why I'm here is because of the advice that both Chris Shatani and Lucas Passmore have given me over the years.
My boy.
I will say that. I've had some run-ins and I've quickly texted both of them with questions,
Yeah.
screaming and scared. And
You really do.
Yeah, like
He really
what's
does.
going on?
He's like, what do I do?
And they have, put me in the right direction. So
But it's also, I mean, the tables have also turned in the same
Yeah.
sense. For
So you can hire
like,
us now.
when I need when I need legitimate teams. I'm like, when I need legitimate crew, I'm like, John Jay, who do you have?
Yeah.
I need
Yeah.
the roster.
Yeah, and
you
if you-
have good people. I need them.
If you need a good first assist or Digitech, or if you need a PA, we're both available.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're here for you.
We're here for you. But the question: how do I build my network? How do I level up in LA? Like,
Talk
how do
to
you
everyone.
network? Like,
yeah,
Talk to everyone.
Yes.
I think
yes.
might be different. I don't know.
yeah.
No, that's that. While I was at Milk, like I said, everything I soaked in, and so anyone that came in, I told myself, and when I became soon the manager at the time, I would tell every intern, I was like, anyone that walks in this building, doesn't matter who they are, what they're doing, you should talk to them. They're someone important. They will be later
Yeah.
on.
If they're coming into this building.
Yes. It's like, that's always I think about it. When you're like, let's say, whatever room you're in or you find yourself in, you like, even to the goddamn waiter or whoever, like be friends with them, be nice. I do that every set I get on. Say hi to everyone because everyone, like my whole career, in the past 3 years has been because someone remembered me in that small moment.
Yep.
And said that guy was a great,
Yeah.
great character. Let's hire him.
Yeah.
That's all it's been.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Make a good impression. Be nice to everybody. Ask
Well,
questions.
it's not hard to be nice.
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't know. It's
Be nice to
LA.
people.
LA. A lot of people are really kind of, especially
I know,
photographers.
which is
that's
why
the
it's
thing.
so confusing. Because I'm like, it's not hard to fucking be nice. Be nice to
Yeah,
people.
especially photographers. There's a lot of gatekeeper photographers that are just kind of like we said this last episode with Stone. It's like you didn't invent whatever you're trying to
I mean,
like.
I did.
Yeah, exactly. For me, it's my strategy was make friends with everybody because like I went out of my way to build my own community network of other photographers. Just become a photographer. Obviously, if anyone listening, if you're a makeup artist, if you're a stylist, do everything we're saying, but within your own culture, not culture, but with your own communities of your little field. Not little field. You guys know what I meant. But the little crew. Man, I'm getting myself canceled 3 times. Your fields.
I'm so glad we can edit this.
Here's the thing. I'm so lazy. I'm probably gonna leave that in. But like I wanted to collect as many photographers like better than me,
We're
which
like
is,
fucking
which is literally
Pokemon.
all of you, or kind of at my level, just so we know. Let's like we go to parties, we see each other, we're like, hey, what's up? Like it's what have you been working on? Referrals. Like, I've referred so many jobs to other photographers, and they've done it to me. When they can't do a job, I'll sub in. Like it's just like it's such a small town, Los Angeles. It really is. Like 18 million people live in the greater Los Angeles Valley area. It might as well be the size of this loft we're in, as far as like the people who actually like work and influence in this industry could fit in this like room, who live here. I'm talking about who live here in Los Angeles. So it's just you really have to, for you introverts, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to change your lifestyle a bit, and have the courage to go out and venture outside, and you have to make friends, because this is not there's some kind of romanticism of like doing it all on your own and being that lone wolf. That's a myth. That's a romantic view of it.
And if you are introverted, you can DM or
Yeah.
email or
Yeah.
just I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like
There's this girl right now. Her name's Ling Thomas. Hi, Ling. I'm mentoring her a bit for like the last year and a half, 2 years. I don't even know what she looks like.
Oh.
But
Oh,
it's
wow.
all over DM. She's like, she asks me questions, and she just got this big job, and she's asking me like, how should I approach this? I realize she doesn't post her face on Instagram. I don't even know what she looks like, But it doesn't matter. Like, reach out, like because. You cannot do this alone. You cannot work in fashion alone, especially a photographer.
Now I will say some
Yeah.
people are assholes. So yes, that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
They're assholes.
Are you raising your hand because you rejected
No,
John
no,
Jay?
no.
for the record,
Yeah.
For the record, I regret that.
All right.
Yes.
So, Shantani, anything else on that question?
Go in John Jay's Instagram and try to deep dive on John Rudolph, because that
Yeah.
shit is
oh my god,
fire.
Yeah, I guess. On that, if you want to network, DM John Jay.
oh my
DM
god,
John Jay.
He has so much time. He is not.
Oh,
He is
gosh.
not busy at all.
Oh, my
as we've learned
gosh.
from this interview.
oh my gosh.
All right, guys. We have reached the end of the show. Tony's awaits. Brett, we're gonna buy you at least 2 rounds for how patient
I gave him
you
extra
is.
ETH, so
Yeah.
he owes me one. but
One
yeah.
ETH.
Perfect.
All right. Ooh, ready for the new? Oh, here we go. We're gonna beta test our sign off.
Okay.
I'm ready.
All right. Ready? All right. So, this is Lucas Passmore for John Jay and Christian Tani saying, "Stay hot, LA."
What the? Is this fucking Anchorman?
It's good. Stay hot because you're hot.
I'm
And
pretty sure that's what they say in Anchorman. Like,
They don't say "stay hot, San
I thought
Diego."
they say
Hey,
Stay class.
oh,
stay classy.
Yeah.
We've been trying to figure out.
Yeah,
Now,
damn
Brett
it.
got it. Thank you, man.
Yeah. All right. We'll
He has a beard,
Stay
that's
hot.
why.
We'll
Stay
we'll
hot.
workshop
I like
it.
it. I like it.
All right. Goodbye.